And when that bomb hit me, it pulled that carpet out from under me, and my life changed forever. And then I tried to rebuild my life again, and then that life fell apart, and my life changed forever again. Flooded drugs into my life. I numbed myself out every day for years.
Approximately 20% of veterans having served in Operations Iraqi Freedom or Enduring Freedom suffer with PTSD in any given year. The story you're about to see is just one of those veterans.
So when I got home, at first, everything was great. I mean, not so much with me, but with everything that was happening around me and to me. It was tremendous. I couldn't have asked for more. Everybody in my town seemed like they were so happy I was home that the entire street was covered with people who just cared about me, who wanted to be there for my family. When I finally got home, more amazing things. They made me the Grand Marshal of the parade in our local town. I did a few different public affair events with the mayor. It was a real honor to be honored in such a way. I mean, I went to a giant football game, for a high school that I went to, and they actually stopped the game in the middle of the game, announced my name, announced my service, and everybody stood on their feet and applauded me. All things I didn't feel like I deserved. I felt like they had this image of who they thought I was, and they were just building on it. And I did not share that same image. I didn't feel like I did anything special. I just felt like I had went to war, got blowed up, and came home. I failed. I didn't stick it out with my fellow Marines. I was on my way out of the Marine Corps. I had 3 surgeries to my left thigh. I had a fourth surgery to my left knee. I was going through physical therapy. I felt like people only seen what they wanted to see or what they wanted to build up. But what was really going on inside was not being seen at all.
It wasn't long after the hero's welcome home ended for Jonathan before PTSD began emerging in his daily life at home.
I really started to have troubles at home. That's where it started. Obviously, I was so banged up, I was always at home anyway. But I had an incident. Where I really hurt my little brother. This kid looked up to me his whole life. He even told me at one point in time that I was the greatest leader, the greatest person that he could ever follow. That I was the ultimate example of what someone should be like in life for him. And one day we were together and something just triggered me. Something snapped inside of me and I just started choking him. I took him to the ground and started choking him, and I just watched his eyes roll back in his head. I had no emotion for it. I didn't even care what I was doing. I was on a downward spiral, and that was the beginning. So after that incident with my brother, my family, mainly my mother, got me into a PTSD program at the VA. And it's a 3-month program that I ended up spending 6 months doing. So it was pretty tough on me to go through that. It was a very transitional stage, but it helped me just enough to start moving on in life a little bit. And I did. I met somebody. I had kids. I got a house. I started to play the character of this person that I wanted to be, though I didn't quite feel that person. And I still was dealing with all my anxieties, all my memories, all my issues, but I was holding them inside. But they eventually started to overlap into my life again, causing fights, distrust, paranoia, lashing out, and ultimately, just like most people, I drove away my kid's mother. And I sabotaged that relationship in a way. And I know I did now. At the time, I blamed it on her, but I know that looking back, I sabotaged that. And I lost the life I built up again. So for the second time in my life, only a few years later, I had already lost the image of myself again. And at that point, I decided that enough was enough, to stop feeling these things. And the only way for me to do that, the only way that I thought I could do that at the time, was to do drugs. I eventually became a functioning addict for a long time, living day to day just to get high, ignoring shit, ignoring my responsibilities, things that, like, I look back down and I almost cannot believe that that's the man that I became from the man that I was. I had so much pride. I was so proud of who I was and what I was doing. And when that bomb hit me, it pulled that carpet out from under me, and my life changed forever. Until that became to the point where I lost what little I still had left. Eventually, I hit rock bottom. You're being this person that's impossible to reach out to at the exact same time, dealing with my anxiety. What was that noise over there? And I'm bottling all that up. All that's getting bottled up and put to the side just so I can have a normal conversation with you.
Subscribe below for weekly episodes. And follow Home Promise on Facebook for updates, special clips, interviews, and much more.